We're live. Okay. This one's gonna be a quick one. I expect, but I just thought it's been funny. It's been funny jaffing at the joke there's been Caleb Maupin so far. So I thought I'd jab at something that I I feel gives us a really good poignance of discussion and a way to sort of map out the psychology of the people we're dealing with here, because it words mean a hell of a lot. I may be retarded and can't use my words properly myself half the time, but words have a lot of meaning, a lot of weight to them, and how you utilize your language goes a long way. Well, when you start using your language in the way that I'm about to show you now, it starts to show some implicit issues with the way that these people are trying to operate. Um, and, share. There we go. So Caleb comes in to say, "If you are really my friend, you have to step up and defend me from the smears. So many people know nothing about me, are convinced I'm some evil racist Nazi. If you aren't standing against that stuff, you aren't my friend." Now, I don't know how long Caleb has been involved in this stuff, but I know it's been more than 10 years. I don't know if he knows this, but this isn't about friend making. I don't fucking help someone because they're my friend. I help someone because they're a human being. I don't organize with someone because they're my friend. I organize with them because we're organizing to push the human race forward. Not, are we doing this to gallivant and fucking hold hands and skip and this, that, and the other. No. It's not about making friends. It's about organizing cadres. So we're trying to build a movement, a struggle that actually changes society. The peskiness of it being about whether you're your friend or not, and whether you say something that hurts someone's feelings or whether you say something that they can't handle, is pathetic. Like, what? So let's say you've got to make a fair criticism, but it's criticizing him because he is behaving in a way that is fascistic. You would just get thrown with this smear. This is absolute projection at its finest, because he says defend me from the smear, but then he's smearing everyone that, they just think I'm just some evil racist Nazi. Most of the criticisms didn't start off so direct like that. It's only your behaviors since you started being criticized that has proven to people that you're behaving like a Nazi. I mean, fuck me, the main criticism at first was that you're being a corporatist and that you're fascistic. But fuck me, you're going all the fucking way. Your ignorance of genocide and your absolute lust for Americanism is fitting for a Nazi. But for you to come out like this and be like, you have to be my friend and stand up for me. If you ain't doing that, you ain't my friend. What the fuck does that matter? If I criticize you, does that make me no longer your friend? Am I some gimp for daring to fucking criticize? No, I'm criticizing. You do it. You deal with it. You explain the situation away. You obviously haven't explained the situation away because there are plenty of people coming out and criticizing you for being a Nazi, or a fascist, or a corporatist. All three of these things are the same thing. Pick your fucking color. At the end of the day, it's all brown. The fucking, the core point here is you're not going to get anywhere with this friendship neediness crap of this. We're going to have a friendship revolution. It already sounds like a preach for reformism, not a preach for struggle. It's all about us all getting along and skipping and all this, that, and the other. Fucking, you're 2 steps away from saying we need to collaborate as classes. Then again, you've already basically said that when you turned around and said billionaires are being anti-billionaire is not a Marxian position, even though Marx was anti-millionaire. And a billionaire is worse than a millionaire. I don't know whether you understand this, but the fucking process goes up further that if Marxist doesn't go like a millionaire, they're not going to like a billionaire, Caleb. But, what we're trying to do is organize cadres, build a movement together and for the people, everyone. Not who you like, who you don't, everyone. We want freedom for everyone. We want the liberation of everyone. We want political power to the national sorry, the we want complete power, political power to the autonomous culture. Yeah, sorry, we want complete political power to national cultural autonomy and an organization on a basis of local cultural authority. We want freedom for people, not well. What's it? We got to organize with people I like. Fuck me. I don't like everyone I engage with. Doesn't fucking mean I don't organize with them. I don't like criticisms sometimes that are thrown at me. Sometimes they make me feel offended. That's everyone. That's natural. I don't go and then accuse them of smearing me as an evil racist Nazi. Do you know what I do when people accuse me of things that I think isn't true? I disprove it. I discuss it back. If I can't, there may be a point where I have to accept that what is being thrown at me is the truth and I need to fucking change. That is the simplest of fucking messages to the world. Simplest of things that we all know and understand. If you want to get anywhere in struggle, you gotta be able to put differences aside. Someone who comes out and makes it about friendship when you're being criticized, makes it about friendship when that criticism is harsh and happens to slam you. You're pathetic. No one fucking gives a shit. Who has any sense of seriousness as an intellectual will give a fucking shit. Other than petty bourgeois intellectuals, organic intellectuals ain't gonna take a shit. They ain't gonna be an organic intellectual on the planet that's gonna fall for your shit. You're full of it, and it won't be long before more and more people start to realize as you keep edgily losing and throwing a hissy fit, Caleb, and writing these nice little drivel statements that give me a little fire to make a little funny quick fucking trip on you, because this is hilariously ridiculous. Like, what's coming next? Because you've been saying all sorts of funny stuff. I think it's now time to move on to the point on what's it where Caleb turned around and his way of trying to slander Jason and third worldism was to turn around and say, oh, well, why don't you go to the third world and tell them to take arms against the government? And it's like, what do you think is happening in the third world right now? Do I really need to go on about all the communists that have been rising up in Africa, South America, and the Asiatic region? Like, do I have to start driveling on about not just that, but the anti-imperialist movements in these regions? These people are taking arms and they're struggling. To turn around and slander them like that, just to make a slander on third worldism, is a joke. They are fighting for their freedom, and you will stiffen and stick your nose in the face to that just so you can make some quandric point to try and turn the nose down to armed struggle. Because you don't want it. You don't want struggle. What you want is electoralism. What you want is to be the president of the United States of America. You want the US. You don't want revolution. You want the US, Caleb. You are a man of grandeur. Grandiose. A man of grandiose who is stuffed up his own arsehole. Rod and fucking pole to go with it. It's benign. It's pathetic. What do you have to prove by making yourself look like such a joke? You had so much respect from people before. You go back a year or two ago, you had a lot more respect from people. People were willing to give you a chance and be like, oh, well, maybe fucking he's going through his bells and whistles. But fuck me, now you're as lost of a cause of anything, Caleb. I mean, to turn around and like make a slanderous point to suggest that the third world people wouldn't take arms and fight when they are already doing that is a fucking joke. An absolute joke. Yeah, it's about mopping. You're late in. I've essentially already got through most of it. The gist of it is that what's it? He said this, and there was another thing he said about oh, what, take arms against the government. I'd go tell the third world people to do that, and when he was slandering Jason. Yeah, no, yeah, like he said, fucking, like he's implying that if you told third world communists to arm up and struggle, they wouldn't do it, and they already are doing it, along with not just third world communists, but third world people in general in armed struggle. Um, but he's also gallivanting around friendship based off criticism rather than um, what's it actually facing the problems, dealing with them, dissertating them. He's taking the coward's way out as per, but it's all a part of his his grandiose movement to push himself forward in U.S. politics. He's not looking to change it. He's not looking to abolish the system. If he was, he wouldn't be causing all this trouble. He'd be trying to discuss this shit out. Yeah, exactly. Getting sniped in protest. I mean, kids are getting sniped in protest as well. It's not even like they're just shooting people who are combatant. They are shooting unarmed people, including women and children. And yeah, exactly. A reality check. Fucking one shaped like a fucking shovel, smacking around the back of the fucking skull. Uh, like all the fucking what's it? The main point to be taken from this is that this really shows the psyche of these people. They are more bothered about getting along. It's like it, it's about collaboration, working together, ignoring the differences in class because we're all working together to save the working people. They are preaching fascism. Class collaborationism, to quote, save the people, is fascism. There's no way about it. If you're not anti aristocrat and actually defining the aristocracy properly, because they do a shitty definition of that to get out of the way of that. And what's it? Um, Being anti bourgeois, but they're not. They're fucking so willing to support those motives. But what? Who do you want to quote? Um, Quote, they are more worried about their small friendships than the socialist movement, end quote, Connor Gillis. Oh, one of those moments where they've said something fucking useful. I mean, what's it? No, exactly, right on. Yes, the irony indeed. uh, yeah, no, like, what's it? It's it's the hilarity of the joke that all these people are because they all conglomerate together. They're these dengists, and people get so confused by what it is they are and what it is they're trying to do because they'll say things like we support the lumpen and other stuff like that. They are using the lumpen just as it was aimed against them already. I find that hilarious. If anything, I'm the one who fucking just criticizes wantonly anyway. What's it? The Dengists, they may say that they want to organize the lump and other stuff like that, but it's to use them. Do I have to explain the history to these Marxists of fucking Mussolini? Mussolini did the same fucking thing. He used the poor people to organize himself, get a base amongst himself of the people so he could take power. You can't just say that because someone wants to help poor people in their rhetoric, mind you, not their actions, their rhetoric, which means they're fucking one step behind fucking Mussolini anyway, because he was doing action. In their rhetoric, they're saying they want to help the people. Well, look to reality. They don't want to help the people. They want to use it to build up their own measure of grandeur. They fucking turn around and speak shit to lumpen people and turn around and tell lumpen people they don't know what their class is and how to define it. They're full of shit. The fascists. There's no two ways about it. And what's it? What really comes in is their ignorance of middle class. Like they completely think that the middle class are working class, so that they can just mingle them together and squash them together. They think class collaboration is only when the working class and the bourgeoisie works together, but they forget that class collaboration is what's it? Class collaboration is mediated and organized by the aristocracy, the middle class. Yeah, he was. Well, I mean, it's sort of like what's it? he had better competition. So he was, rather than just using words, he was actually acting because he had to. Because if he didn't act, well, Antonio Gramsci would have been the leader of fucking communist Italy. But unfortunately, Gramsci and the rest got thrown into um, they got thrown into prison and rotted away in there. And Gramsci wrote some of the best theory to have ever blessed Marxism in that prison. Oh, you mean criticizing? I see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's it? There's more ways to hide from critics these days. Like everyone thinks the internet means that you can't hide from these things, but it means you can hide from these things because you're not having to go out your way to mediate. With the old days, you either have to go out your way to mediate or don't be heard. And if you go out to mediate, you got to deal with what you got to deal with. You can't just hide from it and move away like Maupin keeps doing. He's hiding from it and moving away and hoping he can shrug it off. And when he can't shrug it off, he does an fucking a spasticus autisticus tweet and fucking writes some hilarious drivel for me to laugh at. Um, it's but these people are trying to organize fascism here, and that's what it needs to be denigrated at. And I know people don't like to combat things like that because fascism is a word that is thrown around all the fucking time these days. But a corporatist preaching class collaborationism, American exceptionalism, and fucking what's it? He has an ignorance towards imperialism of the Chinese Empire. He's ticking all the fucking boxes. What's it? I've even heard some. I've even heard people say to me, cadres say to me that he comes across more fascist than China, and that's saying something. Um, no, what's it? Um, it's essentially it for now. I will say, um, there'll be a re-upload of the fucking Jamal Abdel Nasser video as one video this time, not two. And then what's it? Um, what else have I got in the bag before I disappear off for a week or so? Bloody hospital. Um, I may start a reading of Gramsci's prison notebooks because I think that's an important thing for people to get down. And as much as my retardation makes it hard for me to read, no one can ever be asked to fucking read anything themselves either. So if I fucking read it on stream and it's there, people will fucking listen to it. Well, yeah, I haven't managed to speak to him yet. What's it? I'm hoping to have a conversation with him this week. Should be going on a stream with him at the end of the week. Um, because what's it? Deliveries and stuff has had me move my appointment dates to next week. So I've not had to disappear this week. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here this week. Um, more and more delays as per. But what's it? Yeah, no. So there's might be doing a reading on Gramsci's prison notebooks. Hoping to do hoping to get that re-release of the Jamal Abdel Nasser video out, and then Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. I think it's Saturday. Sorry, he said the 6th. I think it should be going on stream with obnoxious anarchists. What's it? Hell yeah! Fucking catches on the flip side. Red salute and respect, brethren.